Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
Yeah, because which one did it come from? When you said something to me, I said, oh, that's it.
Hold on. What's up, man? You're on mute. I can't hear you.
Good
Okay,
evening.
there you go.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, man. It's just us?
Tori will be on in a second.
Okay.
Yeah. Good evening. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, depending on where you are. We're back. We mixed Monday, as was expected. But we're back today in here to do our thing. What is your seller really motivated? Here's how you know. Okay, so we'll get to that.
We'll definitely touch on that for sure. Is your seller really motivated? Here's how you know.
Yeah, here's how you
know. There's different ways there's different levels of motivation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's different levels of motivation, man. There's motivation where the seller might be motivated, but they like, I'm not trying to give it away.
Yeah.
But they're motivated to keep it.
And now that's normally just talk at that point. They're using a word that they shouldn't be using. Because in my definition, either price or terms are going to determine if you're actually motivated.
Right.
So, but anyway, but we're here to answer your question, guys. Log out and log back in. All right, we're here to answer your questions about real estate investing in general. Strong emphasis on wholesaling real estate, of course, which is what the majority of the content here is about. Appreciate everyone that's going to join us either on this when it's live. And some people don't know when we're not live. They'll watch it a week later, 2 weeks later. They don't know we're not live.
And they comment in the questions, asking questions.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing to me. Like, I'm here. Like, it was a month ago. You're here, but we gone.
I went to a RIA last night.
Okay.
It was in Orlando, man. It's the Central Florida Real Estate Investing RIA. And that thing was phenomenal, man. I gained so much knowledge and information. And they had a panel of people speaking. And dude asked the panel, like, hey, do y'all spend any money on marketing? And guess what they said?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, go ahead. I'm saying, yeah.
They said, no, we don't spend no money on marketing. They're like, so how do y'all get y'all deals? They're like, we do drop for dollars. We do referrals, right? And drop for dollars referrals, those and going to like a tax deed auction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yo, that is crazy. And these are people, and the other part to it is they're all realtors.
Well,
so these are realtors doing wholesale deals, and as well as running their business from a perspective of I'm going to wholesale and I'm going to do fix and flips.
Well, of course, I think the last one we were on Friday, I said any real estate agent that's not an investor first is just leaving so much money on the table. Their license should be secondary, maybe even third if it was something to come between that, but definitely not first or whatever. But of course, most agents are not like that or whatever by no means. So, but yeah, I guess you could run an operation in that way, especially with the tax thing. I don't know what the tax lien, tax deed, tax certificate process.
Florida is a tax deed state.
Okay. So I don't know.
That thing go to auction. If you ain't paying it, it's a wrap.
Yeah. So, what's the redemption process like on it though?
That I'm not quite sure about. I know that with tax deed, I would have to check into that. But a lot of times there is no redemption. Once you lose it, you lose it.
Yeah. Yeah, once it goes to a tax deed status, most of the time that's it. If it gets that far, like Alabama, it's a long. Well, they just recently changed it, but before, I don't understand how they changed it to what it is now. But before, it would take, I want to say, almost 6 years of not paying for it to get to an actual tax deed status.
Okay. In Louisiana, it's 3 years in
Yeah.
Louisiana. So Louisiana is a tax lien, so you got to pay back the interest plus what you owe on taxes. You got to redeem it for you to get your property back.
Well, yeah, Alabama is similar in that way. Before it gets to the tax deed status, you have a tax. Now, again, they've changed it. So if anybody say, "No, that ain't how it is," now I'm saying I don't know how it is. I'm telling you what it was just a couple
Yeah.
years back. And so they're gonna have that interest on. That's why you'll have companies that's all they do is just buy tax certificates.
Tax liens.
They just literally looking for the interest on. They really don't want to own the property. That's just
Right.
a consequence of it.
Yeah, they're just collecting the interest off of it because you definitely gotta redeem it. That's why city of Shreveport is very highly adjudicated. So there's a lot of properties, even land, you could buy for literally $1. Just because of the adjudication process itself.
Okay.
Because once you fall behind on taxes, it instantly goes to adjudication.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So
what's up, Torian?
Torian, what's up?
What's up? How's you all's Wednesday going so far?
It's hump day, man. Wednesday is good. I just cut my yard.
Okay.
I used to pay these guys to cut my yard, and then HOA came down on me because the grass became like brown, and I had to resod my grass, and I paid these guys like $1,200 for something I could have done myself. I got pissed off and said, "No more, never again."
So they wasn't treating it. They wasn't.
No, they was just riding their lawnmower on it. So now the guy drive by in his truck and he looks at me and give me the eye when he see me cutting my grass.
$1,200. They need to be doing something. Okay.
So yeah, dude was killing my grass, man, and then charged me to resod it. So yeah, no more. I'm good. But everything is good, man. We had an offer on a sub 2 deal. Put it on the MLS, and buyers are buying it 10% below our asking price. We put it up for like 145, and they're buying it at 130, 129. So still not bad though. At all.
12,000, 13,000.
Well, we picked it up. We picked it up subject to. The note was right at 70,000, and the monthly on it was only 700 something. And then we let's stick on the pig, put like 15,000 into it, and throw it back on the market.
Okay.
So yeah.
Did this come through this live, or did it come through auto leads? Or?
Oh no, man! This was from paper leads.
Oh, okay.
So this was a paper lead that we got through the pipeline, and just calling sellers, negotiating with them. Highly motivated. The sellers was already beginning to move out, so we picked it up. Seller sent me some pictures, put it on a contract, and was able to lock it up, man, within like a week.
Good deal.
Yes, sir. Didn't have to go to the bank to get no loan or nothing like that. Just turn the seller into the bank, man. And then at the same time, we didn't have to pay the seller. We just paid the notes directly. So that's what I like about subject to. You're in more control rather than the seller finance, where you give the seller more control.
Yeah. Different paperwork.
So, and then we actually closed on another one, another subject to that we picked up in January. We picked that one up for like 70, they're like 70, 75. And we put it back on the market for 140 and got an offer for 128. So we'll make like 40,000 off of that one.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah.
What is this person? Cherry Ruiz. I have not sold my first home yet. Trying to research it because I've been there for a minute. Are there any ways to find one without having to pay for it? Your personal house? Or?
She said she haven't sold a house yet. Is she talking about wholesaling? Is she talking about listing? You got Miss Terry. You gotta elaborate a little bit more so we can understand what's your question.
I don't understand the question.
Yeah, we definitely don't understand what you're trying to ask for sure. So are you just saying that you haven't found a deal yet that you're able to turn around and wholesale, or you're saying that you haven't
Maybe
found
she's talking about skip tracing.
so yeah, you just have to elaborate more. Okay, so wholesaling. So in wholesaling, you don't sell houses, right? What you have is the right to a contract clause. Once you put a contract together, you now have equitable interest within that deal itself. So you're just placing yourself in the deal. So the term that we use when it comes to wholesaling is assignment of contracts, right? Wholesaling your first house. So we don't use terms such as selling because we're not selling the house. We're not realtors. We're investors, and we're just putting ourselves in the deal itself based on the paperwork. So as far as finding your first deal, the biggest thing is you want to make sure that you're analyzing the deal properly, make sure that the deal makes sense based on comps that's all around you. And then from there is how you want to make your offers. So based on the numbers. So right now we have several different sellers that we're talking to, and we're making offers on them before we do anything. We analyze the deal first. So we make sure that we get in touch with the sellers. We understand what they want for the deal, and we make sure that we break it down to where we're analyzing it correctly to make offers. I sent Ty a text the other night. I was like, "We got a winner, we got a winner, we got a deal." And then I was back the other day, and I was like, "Hold on, man, no, it was the wrong property." but just understanding that if I didn't analyze or if I didn't double check and make sure I went back and make sure I have the correct information, I would have sent out a contract to a seller, and one or two things would have happened, right? They would have either been insulted or they would have taken the offer. Well, no, they would have been happy because I'm like, hey, we're going to give you full access, 400,000, what you're asking for your property, and the ARV is 400,000, and they're not open the terms. So that wouldn't have worked for a wholesale deal. It definitely would have worked for creative, but not for wholesaling itself. So let's remember, in wholesaling, you want to put yourself in the middle. You want to leave enough meat on the bone for an investor. You want to leave enough meat on the bone for yourself. You want to leave enough room to where a seller is happy with what they're getting when it comes to closing. So when they show up at closing, they know they're getting what they're getting. They see your assignment fee. They're not tripping about that because they don't really understand what that means. And the buyer is paying for what they agreed upon. They see your assignment fee and they're not tripping because they know, hey, they didn't have to do much at all, but just call you, secure the deal, secure financing, close the deal. Now they're rehabbing where they're gonna make 30, 40, 50,000 on the deal itself. So that's the purpose of you being the middleman, the wholesaler in the middle, to where you're doing the hard work, the grunt work, the trenches. You're in there. You're negotiating. You're talking to sellers, and a lot of time that's not an investor's strength. Like an end buyer don't want to talk to sellers. They just want to collect. They just want to be able to say, hey, send me a contract. I'll sign the contract. I'll get bank finance, and then I'll close it. So those are going to be your most simplest of buyers because they're so just easy to deal with because they know the hassles and the work that it takes to put in to go and get a deal out there when it comes to being a wholesaler.
And if the question is about skip tracing without paying for it, I think Ty talks about Real People Search.
Yeah, with skip tracing, you can go to Real People Search, you could go to Fast People Search, True People Search, Ben Verify. There's so many different websites that you actually check out to where you could grab that seller's information. Just understand, free is going to take effort, it's going to take time. So don't think just because you find a seller, you skip trace, you're able to get their number. Those numbers might not work. So you got to make sure you have a multiple amounts of people lined up for you to actually do that route itself.
And quick question, the real Chevy. You were speaking about subject to as opposed to doing seller financing. Could you briefly explain the difference?
Right. So with a subject to, you're putting yourself in more control because you're taking control.
How so when you say that?
Because you're taking more control of the deed itself.
So what does that mean? Does that mean that they're signing their title over to you?
Yes, sir.
So that's what I mean, more specific.
Yes, and you're dealing directly with the banks. Whereas in a seller finance situation, you're dealing with the seller and hoping they'll do what they say they're going to do when it comes to paying the banks.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'll put Ricky's question up now. When you offer sub to, how much money do you offer the seller?
It depends on the situation. It's all case by case. Depends on the levels of motivations as well. So a lot of times when we're evaluating deals, let's just say a seller's like, well, I just want to get from underneath the mortgage. Okay, great. Well, how about I take it over, step into your position where I'm not assuming a loan, but I'm going to make payments on your behalf. Now, if they're like, yeah, that sounds good, but what do I get out of it? You always want to ask, what do you want out of this situation? Is there something that you want in your pocket? All right? Is there any money that you want? So negotiating 10, 5, 10, 15, it all depends on just the area. It depends on what the deal looks like. So everything is all case by case. Sometimes they don't even have to offer nothing at all. It just all depends on the level of the motivation. I remember we bought our first house for $1,000 subject to. And it was a hybrid though, the subject to seller finance situation. So we only had 2 years to actually secure financing to get the note from underneath the sellers. And that was actually our first personal property. So there was more urgency there to make sure that we were able to help the seller, for sure.
I have a question over on Instagram. Love My Babies is asking, I don't know anything about wholesaling, but I'd like to learn. How do I begin and get started? Are there any certificates or licenses that you're required to have?
Easy. Text VIP to 205-964-5243. And you good to go.
What about the licenses?
No license needed, no money needed, no credit needed. I remember 7 years ago when I was watching Flip Man, and he was like, "Hi, this is Todd the Flip Man Taylor. I have about 1,000 videos right now on YouTube. If you don't know me, get to know me. I'm going to show you how to do real estate with no credit, no license, and no money." I'm like, man, get your ass out of here. I'm up 2 o'clock in the morning watching dude. And my wife is looking at me and she's like, "Oh, you was telling me that, oh, what we gonna do, sell real estate, but now you want to watch somebody, huh?" So yeah, so no license, no credit, no money needs to get started in real estate when it comes to real estate wholesaling.
That's funny.
Well,
Now what you at, like 3,000?
What, videos?
Yeah.
No. It's, no. Well, if you include the YouTube shorts, it's 2,000.
Okay.
Long form is probably 1,000.
Right. So now we're at 2,000 plus free videos.
You ain't got to watch all of them.
You don't have to watch all of them at all. You can literally just type
I wonder, is it actual individual out there that's watched everything that I put out there before? I wonder if that's actual.
Sure, that's possible, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. I just wonder if there's somebody.
I'm sure there's gotta be
one person on live that has watched them.
I'm sure, man. You know, when we got reconnected, man, I introduced you to one of my people on my team. They was like, "Why you telling me that I'm a fan?" I'm not a fan. I'm like a student. Like I've watched him. I like his content, but I'm not a fan. Like I'm like, my bad. My bad. But yeah, man, you definitely changed a lot of people's lives out here, man. So I'm definitely humbled and honored just to even be a part of the platform and being able to lend my expertise when it comes to this game, man. So I appreciate it.
You sharing your time with is valuable, man. It's really valuable. But yeah, that's funny, that man.
3 Alarm Firefighting says my favorite Flip Man show is the one I'm on. I'm a fan.
Hey,
Oh, that's
let's
what's
go.
Hey,
that's what's happening.
Wait, is that Trey?
Trey.
Yeah, that's Trey. What's up, Trey? I didn't know. I didn't realize it was Trey that you was talking about in Nashville, man. I just got off the phone with him.
Oh, you talking about Trey? Yeah, my guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm the one that actually taught Trey how to do subject twos, man.
Okay, yeah.
I remember he called me up with his first deal, Chevy. I got one. I'm like, what's up? That's what's up.
So what are the details to get someone to sign their house over to you? Like what was
Subject two?
an example, you know?
Okay, so an example. Let's just say, Tori, you're going through a distressed situation. You're relocating. You just got a job. You're relocating. You have to find you an apartment, or you have to find you another house, and you're gonna have this second note as well, right? Let's just say your mortgage is at $1,000 a month, and your loan is at 200,000, and you now got to relocate. You probably don't even have money. The company probably not going to help you to relocate. So I'll come in out there. How about, I'll give you 5 or 10 grand just to relocate, and you turn over the house to me. I'll take the deed to the property, and I'll take it over subject to. So the pushbacks are going to be, how did that benefit me? Right? That's one of the pushback. The other pushback is what happens if you don't pay the note. The other pushback is, I heard, what if the banks call the loan due? Right? So I'm always educating the sellers. This is what I say. I say, look, you don't have to tell the banks that you're selling the house. They don't care where the money is coming from. Loans and notes get serviced. That's all that matters to them. Okay, that's the first thing I'll tell them. Then I always educate them. A due on sales clause. That's a one out of a million chance of happening, because once again, all the banks care about is that the note is getting serviced. That's all that matters to them.
Right.
So I'm negotiating on me coming in, not assuming your loan, but me coming in and taking over your payments, making the payments on your behalf, and taking it over subject to your existing finances. So I don't have to go to the bank to get a loan to pay off your note. I'm now going to put you in the driver's seat to where you don't have to worry about no tenants. You don't got to worry about fixing up no property. You don't got to worry about coming back to the property. You get cash and you walk away and you're good to go.
And your credit stays. Yeah. So that would answer that question. Okay, so next one comes from Marlon Dorsey. This has been Lynburn, Georgia. Could you guys come? It has a pool and it just needs updating.
All right, let's go. I got you.
Let me put you.
It's in Georgia?
Lynburn, yes.
Man, I had a mean deal in Georgia, man, that slipped through my hands. It was crazy. Crazy.
Let's see. Yeah, that's if you text the word VIP to 205-964-5243. That'll answer your question, Remand Davis, if you want the playlist.
Oh, did I miss the address? Yep, I sure did. 49 4929. Ooh, what's the accent on this one?
He didn't put it in. Marlon, let us know what they're asking for this property.
It's all good. We're gonna figure it out together though, as far as the offer. It looks like it's consistent in the 400s. go. Here we go.
Some 700s in there.
Nah, that's because we was in Nashville.
Oh,
Looking up, we was in Nashville looking up some comps. That's all that was. So yeah, let's go. Okay, so we have built-in.
he's saying that they want 449K, but he just wants the best offer.
Okay. So for that deal, you're definitely around 440, yeah, around 440. So if you were to get it around 260, it would definitely be a deal. So like between 240 and 260, then it would be a deal. But right now, for what they're asking retail.
Um,
So all I did was I just looked at the buyer's activities when it comes to where they sold it at retail and where the buyers picked it up at when it comes to on a discount. So that's why I like Zomp, man. It's a great tool. It's a great tool when it comes to just analyzing and just seeing what's all going on around the properties.
well, let me put up Sharon's question before I ask my question. How does taking over the property subject to benefit you as a buyer?
What's up, Sharon?
How does taking over the property subject to benefit you as a buyer? You could create cash flow. You could actually turn around and sell it on a note. Also, you're able to put yourself in the driver's seat to where um, you're building your portfolio as well. So you're building generational wealth at the same time, because that's something that you'll hold long term.
Um, the reason why I'm asking that, say for instance, this example Marlon Dorsey has. So he's going to go back to this seller that's asking for full price and offer he or she to buy their house at 261. That seller says, H no. Next steps. Go straight in subject to. I've also been looking up like novations as well. What are the difference between the novation? I guess because with the novation, you actually may go in and do some work to the house. Is it not like that with subject to? If you're gonna get the terms and then get it to another buyer, or like you said, do you look at that one and say, do I hold it in my portfolio? Like, how is your decision making process in something like that?
It depends on the situation itself, right? So let's just say the sellers are motivated to where, for instance, this right here at 449, they're asking retail, right? So that means there's nothing to do to the house. It's fully fixed up. It's good to go. They're motivated to where they'll let you get it subject to, and let's just say they want $10,000 down, right? So they want 10,000 to walk away from the house. You're now taking it over subject to. You're going to turn around and work on recouping that $10,000 by finding a tenant buyer where you're now going to market the property at 500,000, and you're going to now sell the property on terms. So now you just created cash flow in the middle. You're recouping that 10,000 that you put down, and then on the back end, there's an additional 40,000 balloon payment that you're going to recover as well.
Okay.
So even though the loan is 449,000, the banks have a 20, 30-year term, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you're going to sell it on terms on a 2 or 3 year basis, and you can rinse and repeat that over and over again. So you could collect the same 10,000, you could create the same cash flow, and you could sell it back for the same retail price of 500,000 3 or 4 times. This all depends on if that buyer perform or not.
Yeah, I think you get it now, Sharon, but I'm just going to repeat it like you saying, you you get the terms for the 10,000, but then when you flip it back, you're asking that person maybe for 25,000. Is that what you're saying? Like, yeah. I mean, if you can get that, you know, but makes sense. I think we get it now. So, but yeah, I mean, have you done a novation?
I've done hybrid novation. So I've done subject twos, put money into it, put it on the market. So
It
yeah.
sounds like about the same thing.
Yeah, I've done hybrid novations, yes. But as far as like a novation where the sellers show up to closing and they get paid out and I get paid out, no, we haven't done nothing like that yet.
Okay. Because like you said, in this scenario, that house probably doesn't need any work or anything, so you can just put it right back out there.
Yes, sir. Y'all go ahead. Hold on. Let me make a call to a seller real quick.
Just saying, we'll take a lot of that. Sometimes they will, sometimes you won't. You just have to get back on the phone with them and figure it out. Oh, you saying based upon you talking to the guy, you feel like he just wants best offer. Okay. Well, you know.
Who is that, Trey?
Yeah, that's Trey. And Marlon was the one that actually was asking about it. So I guess you do get a feel from the seller whether they'll take less. What is he saying? You do both subject to then put back. Oh. Phil is asking, you do both subject to then put back MLS as novation.
Mm-hmm.
No, novation is you fixing the property. That's novation.
So it's different from subject to.
Yeah. Mr. Perry.
Hey, buddy.
We can hear you. We can hear you. We can hear you. Oh, yeah.
You beat me.
So Trey is saying, don't do novations anymore, guys. Realtors are cracking down on that. You'll need full power of attorney to sign listing docs. Not worth the trouble. Is that what you gather out of it, Ty?
Yeah, I just went through that property in Meridian.
Okay.
I had went through List with Freedom, which is a flat fee service. Pay $89.
Mm-hmm.
And I listed it wrong. It was going to probably blow up in my face anyway. I listed it for $50,000, but it's $160,000 house. Phone blew up with agents, like just blew up, right? Now, I've never experienced that. As long as I've been doing real estate, I've never experienced a deal just blowing up like that. Okay. And so I'm my dumb, you know what, sitting up there trying to explain to him what I was trying to do. So List for Freedom called me probably about 2 hours in and said, hey, you know, we got two realtors just then complained on you that your listing is, and they hadn't took it down, right? Your listing is that this won't. She said, what are you doing? I explained it to her. And I had to deed it over because it was a quick claim. She said, well, the price really ain't $50,000 because the property still owed like 90 on it. If the property it means you're trying to sell it for 140, not. I said, technically, yeah, I guess so. And she said, yeah, you can't do it that way. And the broker that's local there that I guess their contract with, I don't think he's going to want to, approve that type of listing or whatever. So anyway, long story short, I listed it the wrong way. Now, if that would have been a situation, well, the reason they blew me up because it appeared to be so cheap, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's the reason they blew me up. Like you're selling a house that needs virtually no repairs that's worth $160 for $50, right?
Right.
And technically, that's what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Because you're getting into it for $50, right? Yeah. And to do whatever you want to, but but I'm talking about, man, and this is a small town. Now, Meridian's probably less than 50,000 people. Back to back, but while I'm on the call, just ringing. I'm like, damn, I didn't even know there had been a realtors down there. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
So
They try to jump on top of that.
oh man, I could have. If it wasn't for that, I would have got all that no later than by the next day, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because an investor would have, you know, somebody, you know, some of the realtors or investors, they would have took up. Which I spoke to a couple of them, but anyway, so it just yeah. So
novation, you got to have that paperwork proper.
well, yeah, you have to. I heard my guys, the guys that own the land portal, the App brother, they said they use a. I know Trey said a power of attorney. That's one of it. It was another term that they used.
Novations is new to me. Like I've never heard this stuff, but
I really just started to understand. I've heard the term for years, but I really didn't understand what it meant. I didn't even really look into it. But I've heard the term for years. So you all just recently explained to me where I understand it. So, but I'm trying to think of the other power of attorney or.
So you need to have that to secure the deal properly now.
Well, let me pull up my novation
to be able to get it listed is what a lot of like what Trey's saying. A lot of agents is frowning on it now, and then they have that new law that came in, the NAR law that came. I think that may affect it some too, but it's they use it in land a lot. It's called a.
You want me to show your screen?
No. This on my
Okay, go ahead. You about to say novations.
Attorney in fact. I think that's the term that's used. Attorney in fact or power. I think it's in.
That's what Trey says. He says a full power of attorney.
Yeah, full power of attorney and novation and indemnification agreement as well. So it's just the sellers
it's only limited to that property though.
Now it sounds like Ty, you was talking about a situation where you didn't disclose the whole amount that you were looking for or needed to secure for the property.
Yeah.
It sounds like something else to whereas the realtor is having a problem with you being able to control that property. You see what I'm saying? Like you're not the owner of the property, but you're selling it like you are.
Well, technically, I was in the next. Still, and it ain't done yet. I'm next in line. You know, I'm the heir to the estate, basically. You know, that's what he signed over to me. So, So anyway, I was trying to explain that, like you asking all these questions. So imagine them asking them questions too. Man, they turn your boy in so fast, make your head spin. 2 of them.
So you just had to take the listing down, though.
I ain't had to take nothing. They took it down. You know what I'm saying? They took it down. Yeah, they took it down.
So yeah, I'm be honest. I'm still confused as far as to with the novation, because this is like a whole thing now. You know, there are a lot of wholesalers that's all they do is the novation. So I'm just wondering, what is the problem that the realtor has?
It wasn't called that back when I started. This dude here locally, he called me on a couple of the properties that I had, under contract and explained that what he was doing, but he didn't put a title on it. He was doing that. This was 15 plus years ago. He was doing a lot of it. So, it
sounds like it sounds like these houses that you're not going to get full price on the house, but the person is willing to do a discount without doing any of the repairs. Like those.
Well, it could be that, but I think the way it's really what it really means is that it's not cheap enough to wholesale.
Right.
That's the first hurdle. All right. Well, I say that it still could be. I take that back. But a lot of times the reason they use a novation is because now I don't have to take on the cost of purchasing the property. I only just have to take on the cost of getting it in the retail shape or whatever. That makes more sense.
That makes a lot more sense.
I can put it on the market and get a bigger price. They do that a lot in land, right? Same method or whatever. So,
Well, a lot of times in the land thing, you not needing to go through a title company. Is that the understanding?
Well, some people do it that way, but you still want to go through a title company.
You still want to convey it the right way.
Yeah, you want to do
sure.
it the right way.
But you're saying it gets sticky when you try to list it with a realtor when you're doing a novation.
Yeah, there's pushback from the realtor.
Yeah.
I mean, it all depends on the realtor, though, man. A lot of times when you're dealing with the wrong realtor, they're vast of knowledge where they're not comprehending the situations that happen.
Yeah, if they think they don't know about it, that means
they're not going to touch it.
That means you can't do it. If I don't know, I'm the expert. That means you can't do it if I don't know. But no, that just means you don't know about it. That doesn't mean you can't do it.
That's like when you're dealing with a title company that they run into a situation where they're like, no, we're not touching that. That's not what we do. And now you got to go find another title company that actually knows what they're doing, and they'll take the time to be able to actually close it out, right? So not all title companies are created equal. Not all realtors are created equal. Not all investors are created equals. And when I say investors, guys, just understand you as a wholesaler, you're an investor. So once you put a property on a contract, you now have equitable interest within that deal itself. So, wholesaling is awesome, but the end game need to be building wealth. They need to be building generational wealth where you have, I just talked to Ty where he's like, man, I just did a deal for 200 unit storage unit. And I'm like, dude, that's freaking incredible. He's not going to pass it on to nobody, but still, that's incredible. Because he's a loner, but yeah, still.
What happened?
I was talking about your 200 unit, your 200 storage unit, man. I was like, you're not going to pass it off to nobody. That's all you.
Yeah, because we get the lead. We get leads all the time. They take a little something to pull them off, though.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll definitely get pushback. There's people in the innovation stage, in the innovation phase that's actually crushing it. There's people that's calling agents on MLS that's crushing it. There's so many different ways to do real estate. It's not just a one lane. You got to pick your lane and become really, really great at it. That's really the whole premise.
I'll say this: I don't know a lot about novations, but just simply because one realtor gave you some pushback doesn't mean it doesn't work.
Oh, you're gonna get a lot of pushback on realtors. I don't care what method. If you decide that if you got to deal with them on some level, you're gonna get plenty of pushback. And this is not meant in a negative way because we're all ignorant to most things, but there's a lot of ignorance with realtors when it comes to creative ways of doing real estate deals.
Yes, sir.
Next comes from Sharon. This is in Chi-Town. The seller is asking $100K.
100K?
Yep. W. Gladys Avenue. Let me put you on the screen.
Hey, I'm gonna show you guys a real little niche here. I want you guys to tackle after Chevy do this.
All right. A new area now. Just a new area.
No, just something for people to search for. You know what I'm saying? To try to generate some opportunities.
All right. Let's see. Let's see. You still looking for them storage facilities?
Well, this is gonna be land.
Oh, okay.
So what we 40 something minutes in. I wish I would have announced it in the beginning because a lot of people don't hang around to the end or whatever. So you all that are here will benefit.
Is your seller really motivated? I guess I'll ask this while Chevy is looking this up. Somebody on Instagram is asking, what ways do you guys find buyers?
Got a solution for that too. Facebook Marketplace can be very powerful. Facebook groups, local. Well, they could be national, or definitely local to a particular area. Real estate agents can be a source. Um, cashbuyer.ai/investor base, probably one of the best sources. I'll put that ticker on the thing. Driving for dollars. When you're driving for dollars, not only you look for houses, look for those, obvious renovations going on. Get out and introduce yourself. Look for that dumpster that's out in front of a property. Bandit signs can work as a way to find buyers. I think I covered the gambit. I might have missed something.
Yeah.
Going to RIA groups like Chevy did last night. Auctions, tax auctions, and actual foreclosure auctions is great to go and network for buyers. The money's out there. If you find the deal, the money's out there. Period. Oh,
Yep, the money's out there.
Don't believe anything. The economy bad and all that stuff might be, but there's some money out there. That's for us. That's for the regular folks. But the one with the bread, that's what they want to have. A lot of cheap real estate on the streets at that point.
Man, I'm at the meeting and the buyers are like, I'm looking for the worst of the worst. Sinkholes, foundation issues, whatever that buyer cannot attack, I could attack it. I'm like, this is crazy. There's always a buyer for something, man. Crazy. But for this property right here, you're really gonna be, you're really in good hands when it comes to the ARV. It all depends on the rehab though, and where we at when it comes to rehab. But ARV, we're looking at strong 180, 200 range, for sure. So when the seller is asking 100K, they're not wrong about their asking price. This all depends on how much work needs to be done when it comes to the property itself. So it's a bigger house, 1,400 square feet. So say it needs 45,000 worth of work on the low end. Get it around 90,000, man. You move it back at 100, you good to go for sure. Cool. Just like that. I hope that made sense.
It does. Let me go back to Ty. Ty wants to show us the new venture.
Oh, I forgot this that fast.
Right. Oh yeah.
I'm just up in here, ain't I? Okay, so what I need? I need
Sharon, when we talk later, we're gonna definitely get on the phone with that seller and lock that up for sure.
That's one of the leads.
I don't know, but
okay.
Hey,
okay.
You're gonna need your closer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. So we're going to be using the land portal. Do I have it scrolling down here? What movie is that from? Jurassic Park.
Okay.
Remember that part?
Now I do.
Yeah. Whenever they were trying to break
that was, that must have been the first one.
Yeah, that's the first one.
You dude was making that.
Yeah, when Big Boy was trying to sell the embryo or whatever it was.
Yeah. A little fat guy.
Yeah. Got jammed up real bad. All right, guys. So here's an opportunity, right, to get in the land with me. I'm always presenting stuff, but it's just give you many. My goal is always to give you the cheapest way, or zero to cheapest way to make money in the past. And obviously the biggest payday. All right, so using the land portal, right? See this thing scrolling to get it, whatever. So let me log out real quick. All right. So okay. All right. So $29. That's the base pay. So $30. So $1 a day. That's the way it's tight. I'm gonna do an actual video on this, but $1 a day, right? So let me log back in here, right? Okay. So all right. So this is what I know you can make money on fairly quickly, right? And they just did an update, which is major because now, before you couldn't exclude corporate, like LLCs or Incs as far as
Right.
ownership. Now you can. Now that's like a huge feature. Right? For that platform, that's normal in a lot of platforms, but for them they didn't have it yet. But the road frontage thing was what attracted me to this tool. And I already knew these guys. I interviewed one of the brothers a couple years back or whatever, but they come up with a really good tool here. They have a really good community also on Discord with land investors all around the country. They're doing deals with them and on their own, obviously. So the first thing you want to do is choose a market. So I'm just going to choose just a random area. So what is the county up near? Let's do. Let me do this first. So let me go to Zillow, and well, no. So what is that county? What's the county in? You probably won't know, Tori. What's Horn Lake, Mississippi? What county is that county? So that's DeSoto
Okay.
County. That's what I thought. All right, so DeSoto County, right? All right, so I'm going to go with DeSoto County, Mississippi. So you go to filter search, and we're going to do advanced filters, right? And first thing I'm gonna do is go ahead and choose my state. So I'm choosing Mississippi. Now Mississippi is good because from what I can search, I got one of my team members researching it, but I'm pretty sure we talked to a survey. We just like to get another verification. Plus, I got a realtor down there, but you can sub that. Whereas in Texas, you can sub down to 10 acres with just a survey. Normally in the county areas. In Mississippi, you can. From my understanding, I'm pretty sure I'm right on this at this point. That could change. You can survey down to as small as 5 acres. So what does that mean? So with land, if you didn't know this, with land, you increase the value of land by making smaller parcels to be sold.
Right.
So that's its version of fix and flipping, I guess you would say. So now if you had a 10-acre lot, 10 acres, if you subdivided it, then it becomes more valuable with 2 5-acre lots. So a 10-acre parcel may be worth, we'll just use just some easy number here for math, $5,000 per acre. So that's 10 acres, 5,000, that's 50 grand. But if you subdivide down to 5-acre lots, right? Two 5-acre lot, now those are selling for 12,000 an acre. So now if you add both of those back up, so now now it's worth 120,000 versus 50,000, if that makes sense. So you got 10 acres as a whole, 5,000 per acre. 5,000 times 10 is 50,000. But if you subdivide into 2 5-acre parcels or lots, now it's at 12,000. So you 12,000 times 5 acres is 60,000. The other 5, same thing. That's 120. So that's a $70,000 spread. That's one of the reasons why you can make huge spreads in land versus like other houses is normal what we talk about here. Now you don't have to do that. If you obviously get this 10-acre lot, get a 10-acre lot, it's worth 50. You get it for 15. You sell it for 35. Just give a little 40, a small discount. You still just made 25 grand. So that's just a simple flip when it comes to land. So I chose Mississippi, the state of Mississippi. The county is DeSoto. All right. The next thing I want to do is I want to go down here to road frontage, and I want to do at least 1,000. Well, we'll just do 500. We'll just do 500. 500 to 6,000 feet of road frontage. All right, as far as wetlands. And so what wetlands, WETLANDS, that's like your creeks, your ponds, things of that, or marshes that hold water. Those are wetlands. That can ruin a deal quicker than probably anything, right? Outside of just being just really hilly and sloped with no consistency. But we'll do 15%. We don't want anything to have more than 15%, right? Okay, the next thing is now land use. Before you couldn't choose the different property types. Now there are two ways to go about this, right? You can go about it in the sense, I'm not even going to choose this property type right here. I'm just going to leave it just as vacant land. Let me go back up here, and I'm just going to select vacant lots. I'll show you the other one here in a second. Okay, so now, what else we're going to do? Oh, the size acres. So we said we know we can subdivide down to 10-acre lots. So now what we want to do is, so we know we need to be 10 acres or more to be able to subdivide. Not that that's saying that's your target. It just makes it may make it the deal, because you could pay full price, just like that example I gave in the beginning. So you can pay full price at 5,000 an acre, because you know you can subdivide it with just a survey and add, another 70,000 in value or whatever. So we're just going to use 10 acres as the number. So 10 acres or more. All right, then down here in owner information. So we're going to say no, corporate owned, no. All right, and now, so we have, let me scroll down. So we have 7 filters in here. So if I hit apply, all right, 0. All right, so that's interesting. So what did I put in here that's not good?
Wetlands, maybe?
Road frontage 500, wetlands. So they don't have nothing that fits that criteria? Oh, wow. So let me see, what did I put in here? I didn't select that. Let's do this then. Let's say, let's use.
You didn't put that much in there.
Yeah, I didn't put that many filters in there. Let's hit apply, see what it does now. Okay, boom. So I added Forest County. So Forest County, I think, is where Hattiesburg is located. For whatever reason, DeSoto didn't pull up anything. So that's cool. All right, so now I'll go ahead to list view. And so you have over 600 something properties. So if I hit show on map, so it'll show you the ones on the map here, right?
Did you change the acres? Because now you got 56 acres, 40 acres.
Yeah, I did 10 acres or more.
Or more. Okay, go ahead.
10 acres or more. Yeah. All right. So if I click on this. All right. So with this, now this is a funky one here. It does have good road frontage based on this particular road. And then it's already somewhat subdivided, I think. I don't know. I would have to look in a different tool to make sure that these are separated or whatever as far as being subdivided. But they're at least divided by the road themselves. Let me find another one.
Are you looking for one that's more square?
Yeah, like this one. Now it is, but the road is here, and the rectangle. How many acres is this? This is 40 acres. So ideally, you probably would just subdivide this one into 2 20-acre lots, maybe 4 10s. But 5s will be very skinny if you did that, right? 5s would be very skinny, but you may do 4 10s here, which would be really attractive, and that would increase the value because you went down to a smaller parcel. As a matter, like the 40, as one parcel at 40, like I said, it may sell for 3,000 an acre, so that's 120,000. But if you break it down to 4 10s, if you subdivide it into 4 10s, then they may sell for 9,000 an acre. So now you're looking at 360,000. You see what I'm saying? So the difference there. All right. So like on this, so now you have the information. So we view property. All right. And if you scroll down here to up here top. So up here at the top, you can skip trace this. So the reason I showed you the plan in the beginning, if you have one of the $29.95 or the higher one, which is $59.95, the skip tracing is free on single skips. Now, if you build a list, then it charges you. But if just to do a single skip, it's free, right? So now you're basically driving for dollars looking for land that fits, that certain criteria that I put in there, those filters that I put in there. Okay. So I could just skip trace this. Now, what was important about that is that we have the owner's name or whatever, and then a boom, obviously we can just easily skip trace it. So let's look at another one. So this one here is only 14 acres. Okay. Okay, road frontage. That's not an actual flag lot, but I wonder what's going on. I guess they own both of those lots right there. That's cool. There are two actually. But that would be something for sure. You still can subdivide that. One of them just had a little more than the other one. Or whatever. Well, what you would do is when the subdivide it. Now, of course, the surveyor is up. That's up to him. I don't do it. You just give an idea how you want to do it. But you may have more road frontage on this side than this side, and they just have a shrub. But they may have more land going down this way or whatever. So let's look at another.
Sometimes with these, Ty, you measure the road frontage.
Yeah, you could do it in here. You can actually use the rule over here, and you can actually measure how far the road frontage is here, right?
And so what are you normally?
That's 1,200 square feet, huh?
What are you looking for?
Feet. Say that again.
What are you looking for compared to the amount of acreage?
Well, like something like this is obvious, cool. You know what I'm saying? That's 71.9 acres right there. So if you want to just do your own little thing as far as subdividing, you could or whatever, or use this option right here, and you can just go and we'll just start up here. So you just go here and here, down to here, here. All right, so that's 16 acres. I would probably want to be less than that because you could probably get 10 sevens out of this. 7 tens out of this, meaning 7, 10 parcel size, 10 acre parcels out of this because the way it's designed here. But because of the way it's designed, it's not total, it's more, it's deep as they would call it. So it's deep, so because it's so deep, you might want to do larger parcels or whatever on it. But again, for you when you're searching, you're just trying to find somebody that wants to sell. Number one, we'll get to the numbers or whatever. That overcomplicated right now. But again, you can just easily skip trace this individual, and so basically that's a simple way to technically just be driving for dollars for land. I'm just letting you know what makes it more valuable is the road frontage, knowing what the minimum the subdivision regulations are for a particular county/state or whatever. That goes a long way. I identified Mississippi because it's close to proximity. I was born there, recently did a deal there, know a broker there that's very knowledgeable about, certain counties in that area. So I chose it because I know a little bit more about it. We just did some research on it yesterday. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
Let me invert this question about, because based on what you're showing, this could be an area where you can subdivide 10 acres. You're just showing
subdivide 10 acres.
5.
Exactly.
So how does a person find out how large it needs to be to subdivide in an area that they're looking for? We're looking at Mississippi right now.
Call a land specialist in that area, or call a surveyor in that area.
Surveyor.
You could call the county, and they may know, but you never know who you're going to get on the phone with that. And a lot of times they're just not knowledgeable. But just call somebody that does it all the time. All right, that's going to be the best. When we somewhat figure that out, trial and error or whatever. And so to find a land specialist in a particular area, just go to land.com, and what area is it in? Find a land broker, and I put in here Forest County, Mississippi, search, boom, there you go.
Okay.
That's how they get down in here, right? So this is a good one. So this one is more rectangle, even though it's not perfect. This one is a good one here. This is 80 acres, and look at all that road frontage right there, right? look like it's a paved road too. Look at all that road front. That's beautiful, right? Because now, technically, five goes in the eight. Huh?
Speaking of that, what if it is a dirt road?
No, it matters, but it doesn't matter. It just makes it more attractive if it's a paved road.
Paved. Gotcha.
Yeah. It just makes it more attractive. As long as the dirt road is passable, it's fine. Okay. But again, paved road is going to be more attractive.
So when we're talking about road frontage, right? What about because for 80 acres you could split it out. You could split it up however you want to split it up, pretty much, right?
Oh yeah, you don't have to do all fives. You just however you want to split it up. You may want to do somebody may want to take half of it. You know what I'm saying? Take 40 of it, and whatever. Because as you look in here, you see it's not like everything in here is even. You know what I'm saying? All kind of parcels have been split over the years or whatever. So, like this one down here. Look at this one right here. This is one on our list. So this one's 20 acres, right? That's nice right there too. So at least five. What is that? 4 or 5s. So
because essentially you could do like an acre a piece as well, right?
Well, now once you go down to an acre, then that's when you have to normally get involved because they have their minimum with just maybe I'm not being clear on it. I'm glad you asked that. With just a survey. If you want to go down to an acre, you go down a half acre, you go down a quarter of acre. But now you have to get into getting approvals by the county. And then that's when you have to get civil engineers involved. Now you're talking about some bread, like some serious bread. Because we're talking about what they call a minor subdivision with just a survey versus a major subdivision. Once you have to get entitlements, as they call them, and all that stuff involved, bringing in roads, utilities, all of that. It's just a whole nother ball game. Now it could be some serious money, but that may take 2 years to pull that off. Whereas this, you're talking just months to capitalize on it.
Makes sense.
If I'm answering your question.
No, you answered it correctly.
Yeah. So
it's just more tedious to break it down that small.
Yeah, to break it down that small. Yeah, exactly. That's why the regulations required to subdivide is very important in area. Normally, you can't do that within city limits that easy. They're just going to take you through a whole process. And sometimes it can be just for something very simple, just takes months, maybe even a year or so, just for something very simple. Like this is one here. It's a little weird because you do have all of this back here. What is this? That's 16 acres. So, but this first part up here is attractive. It's just that back part back there would have to be sold separately, probably with the first one on this side, and then you just subdivide everything here. So, but that's a good portion of it too, if I measured it out. But that will be one also. That's what that looks like. That was on our list. So here we got one right here. So this right here is one. So this is 17 acres, it says. And so the road is right here, though. I don't think that, no, it's not a road there. So it looks like what happened here, this person, and they may still own it. If I was in a land ID, I could tell. They may own this parcel here where the house is and this one back here also. A lot of times the term that the guys that developed this tool, they call it survey hacking, where somebody just assumed all of this was theirs, and it probably was at some point, and maybe still is. I don't see let me see what the actual full address. Okay, that's the full address right there. Let's do this. Just for GP to explain this.
We
got questions. I'll answer them while I'm doing it. But
we got plenty of questions, but I don't want to ignore this. Whoever that is with that fire alarm, it needs a battery. Okay, let's just get that straight. Okay,
what needs
the fire alarm? I don't know.
Why is it tripping?
You said whoever is what?
You know, like a fire alarm, you know, that chirping thing. I don't know who is a chirping. Nobody hear this?
No,
Oh, I don't hear anything.
I don't hear anything.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
hear.
so
Go ahead.
yeah, so all of these are different owners, but let's just assume this whole entire, I guess you would call it block here, this area here was one person, and it wasn't subdivided here. So what they'll do is they'll come in, and the person may not, they want to still live there, but they don't need all this land, right? Because if I measure this out, let me just see. This is, let me see, boom. We're just going to assume all of this was one owner, right? All right, so this is 26 acres. They said, we don't even need it. We just need an acre to live on. So now they would just, assuming that they live right here in this little parcel right here, and that's almost an acre. It's 0.0, it's 0.8 acres. They just want that and they just sell the rest, right? But they got some good road frontage here, right? And so, you know, so now you have something you could possibly work with there. You know, not just totally ideal because they are taking a parcel of it, but, you know, people still will buy, you know, once you subdivide it or whatever. But that's an option also, that even though the person still lives there and they're living on quite a large piece, a parcel, they call it survey hacking, where they basically just let the seller keep part of it and they sell off a part that still has some value, obviously. So that's an option also, or whatever. But again, I'm just showing you an avenue where you can actually just, you know, literally just sit on your laptop. I showed you the filters that you need to put in. If you need me to go back, I'll gladly go back to that. Put the filters in, and you know what you're looking for. And you just call them up, see if they want to sell. And they say, what do I say to them? Well, I got a script. So if you text the word ball, and I'll put it on the screen here in a moment, ball, BALL, the 205-964-5243, that will actually give you, you know, how that conversation should go with an actual landowner. So
Go through the filters again.
okay.
Hold on 1 second.
All right.
If I'm a person and I just want to start into this,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to get in here and get too technical. Like you said,
Yep.
You're looking for a willing seller first.
A willing seller, yes.
First, okay.
Yes.
Even when you're looking for this stuff, so what things should I be looking for? The road frontage, the 15% less percent on the wetlands.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna get back in the filters.
Okay.
What Chevy want. Yeah. So let me just start the filters over here, right? So let me go in here and I'm just gonna remove all of this. All right. And so what you'll do is you'll go here to advanced filters. All right. So ideally, first you got to choose where you want to target. No, ideally you want to target like, okay, so I got so San Antonio. Do I have it here? Yeah. Okay, so San Antonio is one of the markets that we target, right? Just because that's where Anthony and them are. So this is the main county here in San Antonio. So that's where a lot of the urban areas. Most of these are because they're close. But ideally, okay, so Bexar, if I'm saying that correctly, that's the main, like where, you know, San Antonio, the city is, obviously expands out into multiple counties like most cities do. We don't want that. We really, you can do the ones that are touching it, but ideally you want this next layer, like Kerr. Kerr basically has two counties in between. Frio, Carnes, Gonzales, Caldwell, Hayes. Those are still technically, you know, probably metro or close to San Antonio, just using this as an example. You want that next layer, not that, okay, you got the main county, like Bexar, and then you got all these counties that are touching it. You really probably want those next layer. You can do these other ones, but where you're going to probably get the real activity in this next layer. Now, of course, let me just say this, let me back up. Now, if you put the filters in, all of these counties will pull up stuff that'll work, but we don't want to be in the city limits. That's what we're trying to avoid, right?
Why though? Why we avoid?
Because you have to go through approvals. Normally, if you're in the county, you don't have to go through the same approval process. And number one, when you're in the city limits, normally it's just hard to find that much acreage anyway, or whatever. So you can test it with these layers right here that's touching Bexar, like Kendall, but Bandera, Mendina, don't get me trying to speak Spanish. Wilson, let me just go to the ones I can pronounce. Kamal or whatever, or Hayes, so
And are you saying that the Texas goes down to 10?
Yeah, you can subdivide down to 10 in a lot of counties with just a survey. I need to make sure you understand why I keep saying just a survey, because now you don't have to go through getting approvals and civil engineers and all that stuff. That stuff could easily be six figures to get done what you want to done. Whereas with a survey, a few $1,000s. Not that you'll probably be paying it. I'm just telling you, it just doesn't cost that much.
Easier. It's less of a headache.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So just go back to those filters. All right. So, okay. So what we said we're going to do, vacant lot. So we're going to do vacant lots. All right. Then we choose a state. So we chose Mississippi. So we'll do Mississippi, and we'll just say Forest County again. Now you could do multiple counties in here. So I could do Jones. I can do Jasper. I could do multiple counties if I want, right? So I'll just do that just for GP. All right. And then down here next, you'll go down here to road frontage, and you want to do 1,000 to 6,000. On the wetlands percentage, no more than 15%. You can put 0 to 0. You don't want to have any wetlands, but I'm just going to do 15%. And then next, you want to go down here to corporate, and you want to say, damn, it'll do that. I got to log out and start it over because for some reason, and I know they're working on it.
Yeah, they were probably still working on it.
Yeah. So let me go back. My bad. Because that's important. All right. So filter, advanced filters. We're going to do vacant land. We're going to do Mississippi. All right. We'll just say forest again. All right. And we'll do just Jones. And let me just test it before I even go any further. So There we go. So no. And you can do out of state, interstate, out of county or out of state owners if you want. That could be a separate list that you do. That's going to be a different experience because they don't live there. All right, then we go back up. So we're going to do road frontage. We're going to do 1,000 feet to 6,000 feet. We're going to do wetland percentage. We're going to do 15. And that should be it. How many is that? That's 6. We're missing something. Oh, I did. What else did I do in here?
You didn't do out of town owner?
I didn't fool with that. So I think we're good. I didn't do the amount of acres. That's what I didn't do. All right. So lot area acres. So we're going to do what I said, 10 or more.
Yes.
All right. So boom. So there we go. All right. So we got 7 in here. So I hit apply. So we got 443. So I can save the list here. You can add it to an existing list or just create a new one and just save it or whatever to whatever you want to save it to. And then once you do that, just hit list view. Hit list view. Once you hit list view, if you want to, you say show on map. It'll give you your icons, and then you just start clicking on them. You click on one, boom, there it is. If you want to skip trace, there you go, boom, right? So then you just go.
Would you tell somebody if this doesn't have the shape that would make it conducive to cut it up 5 ways?
Well,
don't call that person.
Nah, that's not a deal breaker. That's not a deal breaker because you can still sell them as a whole as long as you get them at a good price, right? Yeah. It's just when they have a ton of road frontage, it just makes it more attractive, right? It just makes it more attractive. Like this one here is like weird, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but again, if you get it at the right price, I wouldn't say avoid it. It's just you got to get it at the right price, right? Because even though it has decent road frontage, it's deep. So the road is down here at the bottom, but it goes back so deep. You know, that makes it hard. Like, look at this one now. This is like, now it's only, well, it's 10 acres. So this would be like a perfect, well, damn, where's the road? Ain't no road. Okay, it's a dirt road. So no, that ain't one. I was trying to find one on the road good. Let's just look at something else.
Go back to the list, yeah.
Yeah, let's go back to let's look at a 20. Oh, this is beautiful, right?
That's perfect, yeah.
Yeah, this is perfect. Only thing, got that pond in the middle right there. So to turn on your filter to see the wetlands, so you see that floodplain. So it's not in the flood zone. Now that still could be attractive to someone though, right? Because people just like stuff like that, right? So this is 10 acres. So I'm sorry, it's 20. So you still could do 4 or 5s in here. Some of them will get this, some won't, but it's in the middle. It's not totally in the front. So it will be in the back of them. But this is ideal right here, right? Just if you take out this, again, that's not a deal breaker by no means. It can be attractive to a lot of people, but look, it's not that deep, 20 acres, so you can get 4 or 5s out of this, fairly easy, right? To subdivide. And then it has 2 sides. It's a corner lot. Look at that. Yep. So it's a corner lot. That makes it even more attractive, for sure. So, I don't want to get too technical on pricing. You just need to get them on the sale. If you send it over, I'll explain to you why we come to what the numbers will need to be. I'll send you a video and explain. That's how you'll actually learn. But there's tons of stuff out there. Tons of people out there, telling you how to do it. I don't think people go into enough detail on it because I feel like I'm just getting it. I really like Phil, even though I've done some deals, but it's been with the help, and I still get help. But I feel like I'm just getting it, right? But it's not like I've been pursuing it the whole time, just here and there, blah blah. But I feel like I'm just getting it. Still not warehouses, most of it comes from me analyzing a lot of properties and getting why this doesn't work or why this works. That's really the only way it's going to happen, right? Is doing that. So, but you have to be mindful of people's time. Like the people that I'm depending on, I have to be mindful of their time. So when I send them something, I'm hoping that, it has some opportunity or whatever. I know I've sent them plenty of junk. It's sort of hard to avoid that, but you have to know that you're sending people junk. You don't keep sending them junk or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
But at this point, what you're telling people right now is the most important thing is somebody is ready and willing to sell. Yeah.
I just want you to go through the process. Don't worry about sending me junk or not. I ain't saying don't do that. Or well, that's the only way you're going to learn, and it's the only way I would be able to teach you or whatever. But I'm just letting you know this is just a unique for $30, $1 a day. Probably that's what the title of the damn video will be. But this is a very inexpensive way to get into the land game, and these are. It ain't like houses. These could get ugly, like just ugly as far as paydays. That's from experience. These
I like ugly.
I like ugly too. Hey, these can get ugly. Hey, like my man, that one was some TikTok or whatever, where the dude was crying. Nah.
I've seen that.
Hey, you can get that.
Oh, that's a classic.
I think you said laughing straight to the bank. Now we crying straight to the bank. Is that ridiculous? We crying to the bank. Yeah. You look at the teller. The teller like, hello. When they see the check.
The next.
Now that was a good crash course though. That was solid.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
That's Land Porter, right?
Yeah, it's Land Porter. It's on the ticker down there.
Yes,
just
sir.
text APN, assessor parcel number is what that means. APN.
Don't
get
APN. Huh? You said don't get so entangled in the weeds.
No, don't get so tangled in the weeds, right? Don't. If you put in them filters that I gave you, you're good. You're gonna be good.
Yeah.
And so it's over 3,000 counties in this country.
Yep.
It's like it's endless. Trust me. Nobody's doing it in that way. And as far as driving, you're basically driving for dollars online, virtually driving for dollars, right? You're virtually just driving for dollars. So now $30 is cheap. I don't know. Outside of free, I try to give you free ways, but I'm just showing. I'm gonna do an actual video on it, but I'm just showing you guys a simple way of just doing it and where you can use that tool to sit there, and then the skip tracing is free to sit there and just call people and see if they're interested in the land. Oh, let me put the thing up. So, and to know what to say, text the word ball. Now, I'm just telling you, I just explained to you, it ain't like houses. So now you're virtually driving for dollars. Now you can choose in that filter that the person doesn't live in the same county. That'll reduce your list for sure. But what it also does, now it's almost like that anyway, because it's rare that people live on the same property. They may live in the same city or area, but the property doesn't have to be shown. Buyers can go by there at any time, and you don't have to worry about a buyer's list with this. You don't have to worry. It's just, they don't even think about it in that way. They just look at what stuff is selling for. Can I get it at 40 to 50% of what it's selling for, period, right? You're trying to compare similar properties. I don't want to get too deep in the weeds on it, but when you talking about subdividing, if it has great subdivision potential, then now you can literally pay full price for what they're asking, right? So so you have to think outside the box of what we're used to with houses. You can pay like full price because the price at 40 acres, and you can subdivide down to 10 or 5 acre lots, could be triple in value. Could be easily triple, go from $5,000 per acre to $15,000 per acre.
Yep. That makes sense. I was gonna say, isn't there more land than houses?
I looked into that. Because it's just so much. If you just talk about the total acres, yeah. Oh, yeah. When you talk about actual parcels, houses, because you could condense so many houses on just one acre.
You can build on this one.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
When I'm headed from Memphis to Birmingham, all you see is land.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like people talking about we run out of land. I'm like,
especially passing through like Mississippi and all that. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm like, you're talking about we running out of land. How? Like, have you looked at just the United States?
Yeah. Like my subdivision is like 2 miles long, and it's probably like about 1,000 houses on this 2 miles. Because they've consolidated so much on one little strip.
Yeah.
So they broke it up. So 43,000, and on average it's like 2,000 or 3,000. So yeah, it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Arnaz90 on Instagram is saying, if you have 3 good comps, which one do you know to choose as the ARV?
That's a good question.
When you're negotiating with the seller, you take the lowest one. When you're negotiating with a buyer, you take the highest one.
That makes it very simple. That's how you do that.
And so that's how you're making money. You're gonna make money right in between.
The next one comes from Oscar Hurd. This is in Jackson, Mississippi. Are you able to comp the following property for me? This is from
Oscar. That was like negative 20,000, man. That's not a deal. I already comped it.
So,
I'll pull it up. Look.
Okay.
I already pull it up. All right. So the value for that area is in the 30s, and then that property is going to need a lot of work. So if you get it around 5 to 7,000, you can move it back probably like 10 maybe 12,000. The property is going to need a lot of work though.
Said 5,000. Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it's going to need a lot of work.
Yeah, definitely needs some.
Let me remove this. My bad.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find. Okay.
So in my city, we call that a tear down.
Tear down.
So yeah, you got to see what buyers are buying at in that area. And when I'm pulling up the buying activities, because it's in Mississippi, it's a non-disclosure state. But if you get, like I said, if you get it on the 10 grand, you should be good for sure.
All right, next one comes from Marjorie Richardson.
Okay, that's in Connecticut.
Yes, Torrington, Connecticut.
Is it down or up? I'm trying to find it.
Right here.
Okay, that's
1075 North New Harrington Road.
okay. I see it.
Okay.
Bum, bum, bum. What's that? Is that Connecticut?
Connecticut, correct. Torrington, Connecticut.
Yep, Connecticut. I like Connecticut. Am I sharing?
Yeah.
I'm sharing my screen, right? Okay, let's make it sure.
1075. Marty said she likes Connecticut as well. How much are they asking?
Is it this one? 1061 or it's
It's 1075.
1075?
1075.
Okay, I lost it then.
New Harrington.
1065.
1070.
I'm trying to find it now. If I could add it.
That's 85.
We'll just take something else. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're good.
That's over there.
I like the activities too. Oh yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if it's cold right now out there. Let's see, 1950. Take that off.
It says it's 74 degrees right now.
Where?
In Torrington,
Where is that?
Connecticut. Connecticut.
I had it and I took it off.
1075, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, right as I found it. Okay, here we go. All right, so we're at 2000. Ooh, I had the right comps and I took them off too. So let's start this like over.
All right.
We're gonna add this one, and then because I had the right comp for it, for sure. Okay, there we go.
Oh, and Phil is asking Ty, you don't have to put these land deals under contract first?
No. Oh, you don't know what to put it on the contract for? You won't need me.
All right, guys, this is a perfect example. Same build on the same street. Literally just bought last year at 56% of the ARV at 128. So ideally, just based on buying activities, if you get this right at 115, 120, you should be able to move it back around 128. I mean, they bought this last year and then moved it back at 226, and they sold this back in February. All right. Yeah, February was on the market for 29 days. They got over asking as well. So what you want to do is just understand that that was like 7 months ago. So the market's going to change. It's going to shift. So even if we're right here at a 226, you really want to get the property right at, like I said, right at 115, 120 for it to be a deal for you guys, for sure. But that should be a solid deal, though. What I would do is put it on a contract and call this buyer that bought this property right here, because they're more inclined to pay the same price, if not more, for the property. Hope that helps.
Yeah.
Marjorie, holler at me. Let's call the seller together.
Marlon Dorsey is asking if it's okay to skip the whole list and vote. I'm sure they're referring to the land.
Oh yeah. You could download the whole list, and I'll go back and show that. I should have shown that.
And you said you could skip trace the whole list in the land portal for free.
Yeah. No. You could do single skips for free.
Oh,
You can do single skips. I was trying to just keep the cost. I was just trying to keep the cost down for people.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So let me just show. I'm still up here. All right. So, no, I'm not. Y'all can see it. Y'all can see it.
And Marjorie just said she's gonna get in contact with you, Chevy.
Yes, sure.
We'll go ahead.
Y'all can see it.
Yep. We can see
Okay.
it.
So if you go to save searches, so just using one of the ones I got here already. So if I go here and I hit export on this first one, so you can see the list size. So if you go down here and say skip, so it costs just to export a list. So I'm at the platinum, so that's 6 cents. I think it's 8 cents at the $29.95 on the $59.95. So that's that cost. So you want to do remove duplicates, so it reduces it a little bit. So it goes down from 808 to 770, and then you add skip tracing, then that's your total right there, right? For 770 items. But if you just skip tracing single one by one, like I said, then it doesn't cost anything.
No matter how many singles you do.
No matter how many you do.
Man, that's sick. That's crazy. So at this point, they're just thinking about the time and the speed, pretty much.
It's about time and speed. If you download the whole list, you throw it into $1 or
right.
some so.
And someone was asking for Chevy's contact information. I'm gonna put it down now.
Oh yeah, you got it.
At the real Chevy everywhere.
At the real Chevy everywhere. That's it.
Oh, somebody was asking. KXBX is saying, Ty, I have not heard back from Truck Park Club. Did you get my reply to your email?
I thought I replied to them. I'll look for it again. Well, matter of fact, just send me another. But I thought I replied to you. Send me another email.
And 79 Damien is asking, hey, Flip Man, exactly how many acres will you consider a deal, and what price can it be moved by the end buyer? I think that's a 2-part question. How many acres will you consider a deal? And then a price, of course, would happen once.
Well, it could be I was just giving, like I said, I can get into the weeds on different sizes. It can be an infill lot. An infill lot is just house here, vacant lot, another house. That may be 7,500 square feet. of land space, like 0.17. You know what I'm saying? It could be that if it's a deal or whatever. But you could do both. I was trying to keep it simple. We'll show that next on another one. We'll show that on another one. But so it doesn't really matter about the size. You can do an acre and above. I was just giving you some basic criteria that what makes some of the most attractive land is what I was trying to identify for you. Is what I explained with those filters. Those make it that make those a lot more attractive. Those are easier to move. That's what I was doing. But you could do an acre and up if you wanted to. Same thing.
I think the premise is just like with the Saturday show. Some of those guys, they're doing deals that they're going to make millions or at least 400,000 on one land deal. But those acres, 10 or more, 20 or more. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, don't it also just take into consideration like location as well, though, when it comes to deals?
Yeah. I was trying to. So I was ideally it doesn't even land just so crazy. It really doesn't even have to be. It could be like 2 hours from a city, and it still could be very attractive. I was just getting you stuff that's more attractive when it's like less than an hour from a city, like those outer layer of counties. That's why I showed you that example with San Antonio, and you can see that with any decent sized city. You can see those outer layer of county. You have the main county, and then you like with Birmingham, you have Jefferson County. Then you'll see Shelby, you'll see Walker, Tuscaloosa, St. Clair, maybe what am I missing? Coleman. Those are probably the counties that surround Birmingham. Then you're gonna have those next layer of counties around it. But those will be good too. I just named. I'm just saying you'll have the main county, like Fulton County is the main county in Atlanta. Then you're gonna have all those layers around it, like DeKalb and that's probably the only one I can name. Some sort with a C. But you're gonna have those other layers, so that would be a target also. Just using that as an example. So again, you can do it in any county and still, because at the end of the day, people are buying, they're going to pay what they're paying. I'm just saying you're just going to have a bigger pool of buyers when you're probably within an hour of a city.
Makes sense.
So isn't it also, though, that the reason why it's valuable is because somebody may possibly have $100,000 sitting in their bank account that's not making them any money. They could put it into this land.
Oh, they do all kinds of
double or triple their money just investing in land that has the road frontage, because it's valuable just because it has the road frontage. So it doesn't have to be necessarily in San Antonio.
No. Well, you're not going to even find that in that close to San Antonio. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to find 20, 30. You're just not going to find that.
Yeah, because they're buying up everything. Yeah.
Yeah, too much development already happened. You're getting those outer layer of counties.
But that's amazing that you could buy a 20-acre lot and then cut it down and triple or double based upon just because you can subdivide it.
Because you can subdivide it.
Yeah. Let's see here. I did that. Anybody working on multifamilies with seller financing I can take a look at?
Let's see.
I guess he's asking in the chat that. Okay, this is a question. Hey, Flip Man, I just ordered the Wholesale Secrets. How do I go about it? Will I get an email, and how to start it?
Well, whenever you signed up, you should have gotten an immediate receipt of what you paid for. Also with instructions on what you paid for, right? And how to access it. So do this for me. I'm going to, you'll see my email address at the end of this trail right here. Just email me and I'll get you over to support to make sure you got what you paid for.
And I think may not be just him, but the 79 Damien, I think he's trying to understand, is it only infill lots? You're just saying, however you want to get into the land, whether it's with 1 acre, you want to get 10 or more, or all of them can be valuable.
Oh, yeah. Just all about getting it priced. I was just giving you some simple instructions. because I know ain't nobody really doing it like that. And the main thing is I was trying to give you
not like that, the 10 acres or more.
well,
But,
no, people are doing it like that. Let me back up. I'm trying to give you an inexpensive way to get into it to make some money without having to understand it all, right? Because I can, like I said, I'm really just getting it, and I've been like not pursuing it, but enough, and I feel like I'm just getting it. Like so, I'm just trying to give you an opportunity for you to make some money and me to make some money too, right? And I'm just showing you a tool that can do that, number one, and just how to go about it. So now, that's very inexpensive to do that. You just got to put the time in. I give you a script on what to say, all right? And then from there, you just collect the information and email it over. Well, I got the wrong thing up. And just email it over. So that's it.
And I guess we were trying to figure out the easiest way when they do find some land or they get somebody on the phone. How do we know that it's valuable or not? Or do we just get it?
I won't know until we
until we evaluate it.
Yeah,
until we evaluate. No different than a house. I don't know.
That's why a lot of times it makes it easier when we know what the sellers want, because we could evaluate the deal and then we go and make an offer and the seller's like, oh no, you out your damn mind. But if we know what they want, now we know what we're dealing with, right? So
well, the first hurdle, Chevy, do they even want to sell?
Yeah. We're going, in a perfect world, we got past that first hurdle, right? We got past the first hurdle, and the seller's like, yes, I want to sell.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, so what do you want for the property, Mr. Seller?
So he broke it down even better than what he said. He said the reason why is because I see some motivated sellers in my area that has like a 6.14 acre lot for sale for $40K. And I just want to make sure, should I pursue that?
Yes.
He's like, yes.
Yes.
Get them on the phone and see what.
Yes. So get the information over so we can evaluate it. But 6.1 acres.
And go ahead. And he's asking, and you can build on it. It don't necessarily need to be land that somebody wants to build on per se.
It doesn't have to be that.
No.
Yeah.
Always. Here's the thing, man. People tend to overcomplicate things. Understand it's not your money. Don't worry about what they're doing with it at all. You're just trying to get it and add your fee to it, or however you want to do it, so you can make some money, right? But you're not the one that's going to be buying it at the end of the day. Somebody else is buying it, so they're going to figure out what they want to do with it. So they see value in it. You see value in just being able to create an income out of it. They see value long term and how they're going to pursue it.
And Vanessa Ryans, I didn't see a property for you. Maybe I missed it, or sometimes YouTube
I searched for it. I couldn't find nothing.
I didn't see one. But sometimes YouTube will block an address. Sean Hartfield on Instagram is saying, I got some land locked up, but not many buyers interested. Is it the area? What's the best way to get some land sold? I guess we would probably want to know the area. I don't know, Ty.
Yeah. Just like we said, just send the information if you need help.
Yeah.
We evaluate it.
Yeah, you can put it in the comments, Sean, and we'll take a look at it and see why possibly you're not finding any buyers.
Yeah, we can look at it right now. I'll tell you, I'll give you my two on it. So yeah.
Offers are free, evaluations are free.
Okay.
Here they are. Yeah.
That's true. Here they are. Yes.
Yeah. Underwriting is free.
Yes.
He put in an address. This is probably infield because he's putting 444 4 Smith Ridge Cove. No city and state though, but 4444 Smith Ridge Cove.
Boom.
Because I'm pulling up something here near. Is that in Memphis?
Nah, he didn't say what, because it is a Memphis. Yeah, he did say Memphis. Yeah, 38127. That's maybe Raleigh or Fraser. Oh yeah, this is an infield lot. Corner lot.
How much you sell is Axon?
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah. I figure it's like Frazier showing. Yeah,
y'all,
Frazier.
y'all want me to do it, right? Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay.
38127. He says like Frazier. They want 4,500.
Okay. Okay. So let me I hope people enjoy what we do here.
Yeah, like, share, support the channel. Definitely.
Like, share, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. So what kind of neighborhood is this, Tori? What's up? What's up in this area?
It's C.
Okay, that's probably.
C.
And how much
area.
he got it under contract? You said.
For
He said 4,500.
Yeah, it's a C area.
The thing is, just to develop on it,
yeah, it's gonna cost more than what
it's gonna
makes
cost
sense.
more.
Yeah.
So those are different things. If it was in a A area where you now have ARV 300, 400, and it only costs 200 to build on it, then yeah, that's more attractive.
Mm-hmm.
In that area, houses probably not going for two.
Well, what I'm doing, I'm just trying to find a physical address I can use to create the area because Zillow doesn't like that address. Right. So there we go. Oh, we got doggone tools. Oh yeah, I already did.
72,000, yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's the cost of lumber alone. It's going to be 72,000.
I'm just trying to what I'm trying to do here, guys. I'm just trying to see what houses are selling for in this general area. So we'll look at the last 12. Well, we'll just look at the last 90 days.
The last 90 days, you talking about under 100,000, man.
Yeah. So boom, 130.
Yeah.
That's gonna be on the high end, probably. What this is here, 72, 114. Well, I've seen enough. Yeah. So. So ideally, something like this, you're gonna try to get it, man. Well, let's just do this. Let me just see if I can pull up lots.
Lots. Yep. See what they're going for.
Let's see what they're going for. Probably not a lot of activity on that 0. All right, let me just put in here any, so it might can go back, as far as it need to go back. Okay, we got a little activity. Okay, let's just add all of these. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what's happening.
Get that bag. Okay. Didn't see much activity here. They're like 4 and 5, 7. Let's see one for 7,000.
But that prior was a couple of years ago, though. Let's see if it's recent.
Yeah, we okay, so here our dates are right here. Okay, not that bad. Okay, so how big is ours? It's 0.25. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this half acre right here off the top. Okay, so everything else. Okay. So what's the average price per square? Okay, it's 27. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong column.
Yeah, that was it.
I'm looking at the wrong column here, man. Hey, that's priced perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm looking at the wrong column.
So he just gotta now take some action and calling some buyers that recently, was able to do some activities in the area. So he just now got to reverse.
Well, yeah. No, what I'll do is just what I would do. Okay, so 4,500. Ideally, that's probably what you would want to have sold it for, right? I would have liked to have probably got this for 2,000 or less.
Right.
It's not going to be a lot of money made here, but what's half a zero? So, so not a lot of money going to be made here, but I would have liked to have gotten it probably 2,000 or below. put it on Facebook Marketplace, you sell it. Now, ideally, what you want to do is you pay that $4,500, but do owner financing. If they won't go down, tell the seller you'll give them. So well, we know 40. Tell them you give them 100. Let me see. So basically, tell them you give 45 payments, $100 a month. 45 payments, $105 a month, and then you just owner finance it back out to somebody for $10,000. They give you $4,000 down. You turn it over to them, something like that. $5,000, whatever the difference is. Or what is that? $5,500.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's ideal. You make it easy for somebody to buy.
Yeah.
Now, even though they're paying probably almost full price with the down payment, but when people see terms, oh, it's a deal. You know what I'm saying? I got to put this down. I can own some land. Yeah, that's what they do in the car business too. Of course, you know what I'm saying. You just the down payment paid for it. You know, I'm talking about like use you to buy here, pay here. You know, the down payment paid for it. Everything else is great. I hope you don't pay for it. Come get it and sell it back to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Sean say that makes sense. Makes sense.
So the data is there. You just that's simple there because you're in a city. You know, we can go back a couple of years. It don't even matter about being 12 months or that because number one, there's not a lot of activity, but it's enough activity to know, hey, 4,500, you about got it. You know where it sell for. Just get a little creative on it or get it cheaper. You know, you can move it.
Did you say that the land portal the price is going up? Because this is what he's saying about getting land portal today before raise the price.
Oh, I ain't. Did somebody put it in there? Oh, I got to ask my guy that they just emailed me too. Let me ask him.
I didn't know it was raising the price. I don't understand. Okay. Phil was just saying, Flipman, the best land video you have done, understanding getting better when it comes to land. Thanks for a clear understanding of how surveys work between city and county.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
What is this? Flipman, what number do I text to get your land contract? And I would like to team up with you on this deal once I get this contract signed.
I'm sending them an email right now. I didn't know the answer. To get the land contract, I'll just show you. You could text. I don't think I have a code for that. It might be. I don't think.
The one. Yeah.
I think it's dirt or something like that. They don't hold it, but I'll just show you. So, people, I guess you don't know. I just assume people have watched all 2,000 videos. Chevy, the real Chevy, and that is not true, sir. So go to digulator.com and go. This is where you can get the house contract on the agreements form. Just hit purchase and sale agreement, but the land sale agreement is right there.
Oh, you're going to get agent? Okay.
It's magic. There you go. I guess I need to make it an option somewhere on Zomps too, huh? What y'all think?
Definitely.
I hadn't even.
Marjorie Richardson said, I love what you gentlemen do. Thank you for sharing this opportunity. Have definitely shared. We sing the song, Get That Bag.
I've been saying I'm gonna get my guy to do my graphic to redo the animation on that. It's looking a little outdated.
Yeah, for 2025. Okay.
Yeah, 2025.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Oh man, we've been rolling 2 hours. We ain't got nothing to do, dude.
Yeah, we've been rolling for 2 hours. I've been waiting for you to notice. I'm like, all right.
You should have said
this one though.
I've been working. I just sent a bank wire and everything. So we've been on the earnest money and everything. So we've been sitting here.
I've been responding to emails my damn self.
Christine Moore is saying she has found a realtor that has 30 acres of commercial road frontage that they want to rent or sell. What should I do?
Send it over, baby. All right.
They asking $500,000.
$500K. And should she send it to Kyle or Anthony?
You can send it over. You can send it over or to them. They may let it be known that they might not see it, so you're supposed to go through me. But hey, handle your business. Whatever you want to do, whatever you want.
Nah, man, you can't come on here and then try to cut out the flip, man.
Hey, I ain't, you know what I'm saying?
We're the plug. You gotta go through us.
Yeah. Yes, us. You're right.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
But nah, they did specifically say though, you got to go through us, let us vet it, and then we'll connect you for sure.
And there's a reason behind that. It's that way. That way they don't ignore you. You don't want to get ignored.
Yeah.
That's like the real meeting that I went to last night, and they had different wristbands on, and the guy came up and he was like, "Hey, look, I know y'all see these different wristbands. I want y'all to understand, you know, the wristbands that show what all is being vetted and who can we actually vouch for type of situation." So, you know, sometimes deals get sent over where it doesn't make sense, and people just want to make sure that it's being vetted first before they do anything. So that's all it is. So the concept of it, right? The middleman theory.
Yeah.
Oh, he was
we go through that deal later and see a ton of different deals.
No, that's funny, man.
We're still working it though. We're gonna find one. We're gonna do a deal. We're gonna do one.
Hey, I like that motivation, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna do one.
Let's get it.
Man, we done vet so many deals, man, and analyze, and something is coming. Somebody's gonna bring some gold for sure. So keep sending y'all deals, man, so we can evaluate them. Keep calling so we can talk to sellers, get on the phone, negotiate, lock things up. And if I'm sure we'll be able to close something here soon, man, and we'll bring you on the show so you could talk for sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Are we good now? See you on the.
Oh yeah. Hey, we can't even go through the what's the name. I'm gonna roll my guys out today. Let me put his information here. So you see his information scrolling here. We showed you how to virtually drive for dollars for land or whatever. So you just need to get them to want to sell. You need to go back and watch the video. I don't know what point we started in, but just YouTube has a scroll bar. Just go till you start. You'll see it. So yeah, you want to virtually drive for land. I showed you the filters. I showed you where to get the tool. It's only $30 a day, $30 a month. That's $1 a day. Very inexpensive. This is the opportunity to get into it. I'll probably redo it again. Maybe not Friday because we got something else we're gonna do Friday on here. They don't know it yet. And so, and then got Chevy right here. The Real Chevy everywhere.
Everywhere.
Shirt. I'm waiting on it.
Hey.
And what else I'm missing?
If you book an appointment, if you book a coaching call, I do not have your contact. You have to call me. I do not have your number, guys. So if you book a coaching call, be sure to reach out.
Boom. All right. So with that being said, we'll see you guys on Friday. Probably gonna be right on time like we were today. Now we were close today, wasn't we?
Very close.
We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there.
Hey, boy. When you know better, you do better. We're work in progress. So anyway, with that being said, guys, we'll see you on the FLI. Oh, if you want that land portal access, text APN. That's A as in Apple, P as in Paul, N as in Nancy, the 205-964-5243. And here's the old version of
Flip man. It's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash.